Hello.
Hello, welcome.
I am Emmoji. I'm going to be running Super Lumi Live, all levels, main, ending.
And I'm Orphe. I play this game as well. I mostly run any percent. Well, I only run any percent at the moment. And I'm going to be here just for commentary.
Alright, should I begin?
I think that's a good idea. Let's start in 3, 2, 1.
Alright. So, this is the first level.
Yeah.
Where did you go?
Super Lumi Live is a 2D platformer of the standard variety. There's a lot of spikes. That's a common theme in this game. Spikes can kill you. And the main big mechanic that you use is you have a double jump that you can use once you're starting in the air. So as soon as you jump, you're able to double jump at any time, but you can only have one double jump in almost any circumstance. Now, the goal of this category, all levels, main ending, is to beat all of the levels before the main ending. It's self-explanatory. There are a total of 51 levels that we have to beat.
52.
Including the final. Not counting the...
Oh, okay.
I wasn't counting 5 Skull, but... Yeah, technically. 51 or 50, you're gonna see 52 levels, including the final level. And a lot of those are going to be secret or portal levels, such as this one right here. You get a portal, and then you collect the 5 coins to activate another exit portal to the level. That will take you to a kind of a secret level where you're able to hit different tokens to flip gravity, and basically a whole ton of... that's the only difference from regular levels, per se. They're usually quite a bit shorter as well. Now, the routing in this game is basically you want to go through on the map everything in kind of an order that you're not backtracking too much, or you're backtracking as little as you can, and whenever you are, there's a purpose to it. So that's a big reason why you beat 3A and then go to beat 1-3, because you do still need to beat the main line in this category. The other thing, you saw that token toll that was just on 3 gold. There are different types of token tolls on the map. You can unlock them with either silver or gold, depending on which one type there are. This is really the big thing that affects collectible routing. There are 2 types of collectibles. You might have silvers and golds. The silver collectibles are far more common, and they unlock pretty much all of the end-of-world locks, whereas the gold are far less common per level, and they unlock all the other locks in the game that aren't main world locks. So the lock into 1-4, for example. The reason these are important is because we need to make sure we have of the said collectibles to unlock certain locks. Namely, the lock in the lock at the very end of the game, before we beat it, requires 450 silver. So we need at least that much to beat the game. Luckily, most of the silver in this game is very inexpensive. can pick it up either by getting it in auto scrollers or just getting any of its. The gold, however, is more difficult. To reach level 4-6, you need to have at least 32 gold. So we have to make sure we need to route in before that point in the run at least 32 gold. And luckily, there are plenty of gold to go around. Now, right here, Em is going to take a couple of intentional reasons to just move platforms forward or into different cycles to make it just basically slightly faster to get to the end of the level. And just basic manipulating cycles, checkpoints. You'll also see sometimes Em will get additional momentum by going forward off of a forwards moving platform. It's fairly intuitive, but not something that's incredibly useful when most of the strats done by that will result in death a large part outside of ILs. So that was a fairly standard world. Now, World 2 introduces these green up arrows, or bouncers. They just bounce you up and give you back your double jump. So every time Em uses the double jump and then bounces on them, gives the double jump back. The arrows can also point down like those, and predictably, that will send Em downwards. Specifically over that pit, it's not advised to go downwards. Although, if you have the game yourself, feel free to try. But either way, it still gives you the double jump back. This level here also has a in which you and so I'm just gonna let that speak for itself. All of these are different, but they all have the same basic plan. This level has a fairly significant skip at the beginning. You can just, instead of going the normal way, which would be to fall down or to travel up that way, against gravity, you can just go with gravity instead, which is far faster. The end of this level is notorious for always bumping you in the wrong directions and getting you twisted around because the bouncers, in accordance with the gravity flippers, just really screw up which direction you're going. Now, 2-7 is one of the levels in the run that's played a bit more dangerously. That wasn't what was supposed to be dangerous, but the main thing is...
you saw that, right?
Yeah, I did. You're skipping a lot of the checkpoints in the level, so if you're just losing a bit more time than otherwise. Luckily, it's not too difficult of a level with the amount of crack that's put into this game.
So this level, get our friends the down arrows. We want to avoid them. Secret gold up here though.
Yeah, that's a fun little secret that took. I had to ask him where is the third gold in this level. I can't find it.
Ooh. Let's try this again. What?
Yeah. Sometimes you try to just go a bit too. Yeah.
I went too fast. Like 5 times in a row.
Going too fast is always a problem.
This is very precise.
Yeah, you have to land just right in the middle of those and basically not be moving, or else you're toast. Thankfully, it's wide enough to stand in, so we can skip that. Longer auto scrollers in this game. There's a couple of longer ones later, but for the most part, you can skip or shorten almost every auto scroller in the game.
So these blocks disappear when you use your double jump. They appear in this level too.
Any of them with a single circle disappear when you use your double jump. And later in the level 2-6, any of them with 2 circles appear when you use your double jump and disappear when you land. Unless you land on them, in which case they don't disappear until you jump off.
Right here, you want to be careful when you use your double jump. And
Yeah,
then,
using a double jump at the wrong time, or just in general, when you don't want to, is a very bad thing in a level where that can just destroy you by taking the platforms out from under you. Oh, just there's a small skip where you can get up to the top there. Really precise and only saves a so.
now these circle platforms disappear when you touch them after a few portions of a second. Yeah. And
on them for more than a few frames, they disappear, and then they reappear as circle empties. Those.
right here, your goal is to make it to the bottom and not get sawed. We made it.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, because large part of this game, and really most games in general of the same nature, is just the fastest thing is always whatever doesn't kill you. So, a lot of the recent improvements in the world record in the category that M put it through have been just strats that mean less dying.
And right now, we have an auto-scroller. But
Yes.
if you go to the edges of the room, it will speed up.
So again, it's an auto and which is always welcome in any case, but especially when you're speedrunning. This game really invites you to just go fast whenever possible. Especially with the whole level timer.
So this level, collecting 3 gold, because why not?
Yeah, all of the gold really is in at the end of an auto. So there's no real reason not to get it. The end of this level can be pretty tricky sometimes, depending on multiple factors. Just how high the screen is, how risky you're willing to take it. Like, you can get in there very slightly off screen, but it's such a high risk, low reward thing that really, unless you're going for IL, you don't. Of course, we've just finished an autoscroller, so why not just go right into an okay? Now that we're used to it. Luckily,
Too bad.
this one, however slowly you can go in it.
Yeah, I don't want to wait for that thing to get to the end.
Yeah.
You could just run off of it about halfway through. But here's a little auto-scrolling section.
This is a really difficult one. It's really easy to just get bopped by one of the green cannons at the very end of that. Green cannons were introduced in this world, and a lot of other stuff is later. But really, the green cannons are the... They will shoot when they feel like it, and never when you feel like them shooting. Like, if you're like, I'm in a good position...
That was a
green
really
cannon
good
to shoot,
3-2.
It's gonna shoot the second you're not. That was a really good level right there. Very hard to get close to the start, especially. This is one of the hardest portal exits, just because these are just going around in the direction of the way that you want to be going around to get the points the best. That was really clean.
Now we get to see the rest of this level.
And the rest of that level is much easier. The platforming at the end is really precise, and you're being chased by Toxies, is the official name. I love the official name, the enemies in the game, because it's all really funny and stuff.
Watch out for this guy.
Yeah, the last Toxie in... Like,
This
right
last one's
there,
pretty mean.
really mean. But also really happy, really, like, smiling a lot.
Really happy to kill you.
A lot of enemies seem to be.
And this, hard to find casually.
Yeah, that is the hardest to find casually in my... because it literally took me going, okay, there has to be a secret exit in this world, and that's the only spot on the map where so I just toned the level up and down for it, casually playing through it. And of course it leads to one of the hard... there's so many ways to just lose time in this level. It's really easy to die. I forget their names already.
They're chokies.
The chokies, yes, chokies, because they make you choke the run.
Yep.
Are always on a bad cycle, whether you're first entering the room, just died. It never seems to line up well. Unless you're in case it lines up perfectly every time. But I digress.
Well, I do reset the cycle there. And here.
Yeah, the cycles can be... on the...
And then this cycle is terrible if you die. As you can see, that's a pretty bad cycle.
Yeah.
So I try not to die.
Wait so long, and then never can hit that platform up there.
And of course I die again. Alright. Please stop.
Yeah, again, they're never on a good cycle. Even when
I guess this is the reason they're called chokies.
Yeah.
Alright.
Never a good
Checkpoint. Yay. Except you get more of these.
You can't escape them. It's just chokies everywhere.
And even on this screen. Alright. Let's get out of this level.
Luckily, there's a lot less chokies in the rest of the game than there are in just that level. And that's one of the really fun things about running this game. Every single level is unique. All of the ILs are unique.
So this level's the only one where you have, on a cycle, spikes that go up or down.
Well, the only other one is literally at the game. I thought for a second you hesitated too long in that last room and you weren't going to make it.
I got it.
3-6 is home to another. We're being. Well, it's in the second half. First half is just more toxic. Chasing after you. Trying to get you. Hopefully not getting you. But sometimes hitting you. Second half is the auto scroll. Being chased by the normally yellow toxic goop. And you have to make it all the way up the level. And of course, to boot, to get the portal exit. Luckily, the next level is, well, also an auto-scroller, a much faster-paced one, shorter one. Ooh, nice.
Yep, 2 gold.
It used to be in the older gold route that you would only get 1 gold in that level because the second gold, it was just really difficult to get everything lined up so that you didn't die. But there's a strat in a later level saves 20 seconds but loses 1 gold, which makes it just fast enough to get that extra gold. Very nice.
So these platforms, they disappear when you jump off of them, but you can stay on them indefinitely.
They do reappear something like 3 or 4 seconds. I don't know, it goes by quickly when you're speedrunning. Hidden secret area, by the way.
Oops, I wasn't supposed to show that off.
Well, now everybody who has this game can figure out where the hidden secret area is. So good going.
Yeah, it's alright.
So right is where you want to keep a good eye on gold and silver count. M has at least 270 silver and 31 gold at the moment, which is exactly the amount of gold you need and far more than enough silver to last out the rest of the game. Big thing about this level is most of it is just in the dark. You can't see more than that circle around you. So it's really important to know what's coming next in the level.
Come on. Let me up. There we go. Have to get the key to open the secret door, and now we're being chased by something. But I'm too
really
fast.
See it. Like, you see it for a couple frames of the thing, and then you're just gone.
Okay, 31 gold, 305 silver, perfect.
That's way more than the amount of silver that you strictly need at this point. Like, you're fine with 240, although I don't think it's ever happened that you end up there with 240 gold only, or silver. I don't think it's ever happened that you end up with 240 gold there either, because there's only 180 in the game. But
Now, you might be asking, why are you collecting silvers in this level? Well, there's a platform that only appears if you have 13 silvers. Oh, there it is. And it makes the rest of the level faster.
It's a lot faster to go get to the end level with that than to go all the way around. I don't know the exact timing, but it's at least 5 seconds.
So this level, the pink platforms, will appear and disappear as you jump. And the way the level's set up, there's a lot of little puzzles as to when to use your jumps.
Especially this last section, you really have to, when do I need to jump? Because you lose your focus and you're...
But it's not too bad because those balls disappear for a little bit.
Yeah. In fact, I usually take that death intentionally. That's a really nice 3-star to get in a run.
And that gold is free to get. And that's the final one needed.
Practice run, getting that gold did not go exactly. Thankfully, that went smoothly.
Hey, we don't talk about that.
That was the scary part. And you're doing me a fright.
So here you just backtrack to get the key. You don't die there. But
hopefully you don't die there.
that was a little silly.
I've died more than my fair share at that point level in any percent runs. It's not as easy as it sometimes looks.
So this is one of the hardest things to find casually that that is required for progress.
Yeah, you absolutely need to find this to make your way through to the end of the game. So, quick tip: if you are stuck in the game in World 4 and you have no idea where to go, it's here.
And that was very nice.
It is really good to be able to skip that turnaround cycle in that level.
So we still have to clear the normal exit of this level, which most people will find casually first. And here we have lots of stationary lasers and green cannons.
Gee, I hope we don't find stationary a lot of the same places later in the 4-7, the beginning is tough, so we kind of go around at the beginning instead of going through it.
But first we gotta unlock the next level,
so we have
which
to go
is also
backwards.
kind of tough.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys like green cannons, because these are especially vicious.
Yeah, they are definitely something to deal with. You thought green cannons were bad enough. Or maybe you didn't, and this is your punishment. That's a really nice, recently found skip right there.
So this level used to take over a minute in runs, and it doesn't anymore.
And that's why just a lot of the time just changing the orientation will make it a ton faster. As evidenced by that level, 2A, a couple of others.
Don't shoot me. Alright. Now taking that reset will line that cycle up perfectly. We'll line these up pretty nicely. And then, look, this one's pretty nice too. And perfect cycle here.
Yeah, you don't want the only time you really to take that.
Oh
is
no!
right there. Yeah. Ouch. That is the worst death cycle in the game. Both of our opinions, because you have to wait long for the ability to get the first one, and then you have to wait long for the second one down, and then get back up again. Just really slow and really unfortunate because
Yeah, I did it.
really doesn't happen much. Yeah, that's one of the more recently found tricks to save a second or two.
Yeah, this level
found by-
is general.
Found by a newcomer to the game, actually. I think that was DSD?
No, game guy. Now, now this level, actually collecting everything, it's pretty large, but just getting to the exit, which is all that's needed, is pretty short.
That took a lot longer than I expected than it normally takes right there. And it was only 10 seconds, so that's really saying. Twice in a row, man. I wish I could get that twice in a row. Just nailing all of the cycle level today.
But yeah, this went from about 1:20 in runs to not 1:20 anymore.
Yeah, I'm generally closer to 1:20. Nice 3-star, by the way. 3-star on that is pretty tight if you don't get some of the skips.
So, inside of the yellow blocks, you have infinite jumps.
Which is really nice sometimes. And if they, like everything else, turn the opposite color when you go into the negative world, or the parallel world. That's one of the most stressful exits of the run, followed by one of the quickest and least stressful. On a good death run, this can take as little as 12. 14 is still incredibly good.
This, in my opinion, is one of the more fun ILs to get everything working right.
Oh yeah, if you're getting the cycles in this IL, then you're definitely doing something right.
Oh, shouldn't have gone for that one. It's alright.
Yeah, some of the cycles are just really tough.
still under a minute, which is
Yeah.
good. And
That
this is why we
level
needed 32
takes a long
gold.
time. Yeah. Just to unlock this level.
No.
And of course, unlocking that level comes after this.
So these sections will reduce your gravity, allowing for slower falls and higher jumps.
We'll
This
see that
exit's pretty precise.
in the next level as well. Yeah, that last jump is a lot more precise than I made it look in that level. As a kind of counter to the blue transparent sections is the red transparent section. As you see at the end of this section, it makes your gravity increase. So you fall faster and jump lower. Ah, yes. I know this Piku. I wish I were watching. But, unfortunately, the schedules did not line up this way.
So, yep. Now we fall fast. And if you don't move at all, you don't hit the spike.
It's very difficult to get a consistent 0 speed fall right there, and that was just absolutely perfect.
So these areas have increased gravity, so it's a lot harder to make those jumps than it looks.
Yeah, especially the last level, because you're on a timer with saw and just everything. I think this might be your second run ever where you may have a silver to beat the game by the end of this world. Of course, this is not an issue at all because you easily get like 120 silver just by doing nothing in the next world. But
It's alright, I'll get a few silver here. These you kind of have to go out of your way to avoid. So, I think we'll do fine.
This level is objectively the longest in the game, and also subjectively one of the hardest. Definitely the hardest in this category. Unless you're doing like crazy super, in which case it's still very close to the hardest. But it's upwards of 2.5 minutes, like closer to 3, of just going through every single mechanic learn while also being shot at by green cannon. Luckily, we do have a little bit of fun here. The pixel! You can stand on that wall. The door and the wall don't line up perfectly. So there's just a little sliver of the door that you can stand on that sticks out from the wall. We call it the pixel, and there's an emote called the pixel that is just the character standing on the pixel.
There's a few other magic pixels like that.
That room was scary. You're scaring me more and more this.
I'm scaring you?
Yes. Like, everything you're doing is scary. and like all the strats. You're doing me a friend.
No. I almost landed.
Oh, you can land right there for a jump, or as they call it in Celeste, a spike jump at the very edge of the platform. Just because the spike hitbox, and the ground hitbox, the ground.
Oh, come on.
A slight discrepancy where you can just stand on the edge.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
Friendly neighborhood restreamer would like to know the pace for shadowlink purposes. So, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, what we're looking at. Remaining.
We have
15 minutes.
Yeah, generally about 15 in the run at most at this point.
15 to 20 minutes, alright. Thank you.
Ah.
I was hoping you'd fall there.
I was hoping I wouldn't.
Really cool. Not quite enough silver. We still need 3, and oh my gosh, look. It's 3 silver. And we got it. We can now complete the run. Thank goodness, I was worried.
Oh, there's 3. Yeah, there's a lot of levels here where there's not a whole lot else where you can stand except for where there's silver.
Yeah, World 5 is brutal that way. Not many places to stand in general. Nonetheless, where you do or do not have silver. 5-2 hot drop scroll. As you'd expect, it's a hot theme, lava, fire, same as the rest of the levels in this world. You're dropping a lot of platforms, and with an auto scroller. It's also like one of the most brutal levels in terms of just the jumps that you have to do are really precise. Like that one right there is really scary.
And right here is the longest auto scroller in the game.
Yeah, by far. This one can take a minute to reach the bottom. So, thankfully, a nice little strat to line up those claws and get under the auto.
Oops.
One of the more difficult strats in the game, but it's really fun to get.
No.
Which, in most run scenarios, takes like an hour and a half. Not an hour and a half, a minute and a half. Just because of the way you want to line up the cycles and you don't die. You're not intended to be able to get under more than like 15 seconds under the 3 star. But that's just the power of that skip. It saves so much time. I think the IL record found was something like a minute.
It was like a minute 25.
I don't know exactly, but afterwards it dropped almost immediately to like seconds.
And that level's very short.
And very fun too.
And hidden blocks.
Hidden blocks. fun. You have to really look changes in like the background or just the landscape in general. I remember the first time I came upon this level, I was like, okay, that jump at the this level is actually impossible, and I must have and nope, it's literally an invisible block. Five B has one little skip in the middle right here where you can really quickly get backwards to just skip going all the way around. Saves like 10 seconds-ish, a decent chunk of time. Oh my.
Oh.
Oh, that hurt.
It's alright. Because you guys wanted to see that again.
There's not a lot of check World 5 in general. They're few and far between. Or at the very least, more so than any other world in the game at this point.
So here's our friend again. The green arrows and the blue platforms that disappear if you double jump. Very tight squeeze right there.
Very, very difficult to get there. Doing this in a run. It's just every time you feel like you're close enough to the center to make it through, and about half the time, and then you're just sad.
And more fire. Oh.
Yeah, it hurts sometimes. You jump just barely low enough that you don't hit the wall there, and instead just right into the spikes. So you don't even have a chance to like stop and then double jump. Save yourself.
Fortunately, that jump's not too bad.
Yeah, it looks a lot worse than it is. Five is, in my opinion, the tightest level of the game. It's just got a lot of really tight squeezes and almost nowhere to stand. If M touches the kind of lava-looking rocks thing, that's an instant death. If there's anything but an instant death. So just almost nowhere to stand, very precise platforming, a lot of direction changing. Sometimes you line it up, you get the last jump, you overshoot the door, and you're just running off towards the checkpoint again. this level is the last big level of the game. It's 5 skull or 5 balls. It's the concept behind this one is just the same parallel worlds vibe. Everything go through the parallel world to get to only in the parallel world the platforms that spawn in the middle of these sections spawn. There's an extra portal in the middle of every room. Although technically every single one of those can be skipped, that is like IL strat only. So,
First 2 skips are easy, though.
yeah, first 2 and the last one is fairly consistent if you can just go fast enough. Then again, moving fast enough is always a problem in speedrun. Basically, you want to get to the 3.6 seconds left on the timer to have a good shot at the cycle skip. Which only saves about like 3 to 4 seconds. It's really nice.
2.9. No. Figured I'd try for it.
Yeah.
So I'm just checking, but did I hear something about a parallel world earlier?
Yeah, that's just the portal world. When you touch the portal, then you go in, and that's the parallel world. And now we're in the actual. There's this boss right here that you have to kind of.
Oh, come on.
Thankfully, there's checkpoints in the room, so once we get to the checkpoints, we'll be able to save the keys that we're going to collect. You need to collect all 4 keys to exit to enter the exit. So that's the green one. That strat to get the green one is brand new as of 2 days ago? 2 days ago? Something like that.
Yeah, both of our new players found it casually, and like neither of us have thought to do it until then. So
Which is one of the reasons we're always. It's a really fun game, and it's really nice to just finish it. It used to be that the other thing, other than that being a lot faster, hitting like upwards of 20 seconds, up to about 30 in IL stats, it's a lot safer because the green key used to be a big choke point because it was a difficult key to get, and it came at the end of the other 2 keys. So instead, we just did it earlier, and it's fun. Time is coming up as soon as you hit the portal or the end of the level, and that's time. So, looking at the end of game timer, that looks
58:17. We'll get a full report after the credits.
yeah. At the end of the credits, really nice screen with in-game time, total death and restarts, right there. So you get to have an analysis of your run, every run, and also accurate timing to the millisecond.
Your real time is 58:21, by the way, so that's a solid 37-minute underestimate. So
Yeah.
So,
If you guys were wondering why we get bonus runs, this is why. Amazing job.
so fun fact, at the time that I had submitted this run, my PB was 1 hour and 30 minutes thereabouts.
Which was also the world record.
Yeah. But I got more consistent and new strats have been found. And now my PB's a 56 42.
So that was only, what, a minute and a half or so off of PB in a marathon, which is really great.
Alright, is that gonna be it?
Yeah,
Is there
we'll see our
any,
screen
Discords?
soon.
Is there any Discords or communities you would want to plug?
Yeah, I can put a link to the Discord in the chat. If that's
Yes, you
Yes.
can absolutely do that.
A,
As long as Nightbot won't time you out, but in that case I can just repost it, so.
okay, so
Take your time, we are very much ahead of schedule, and while you're doing that, I would also like to mention that for the next run, which is World of Final Fantasy by Chris Tenarum, we still have an incentive up for naming the mirages. And so far there hasn't been any donations, I'm lost for a word here, sent to I'm not getting, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, English isn't my first language, I'm not,
That's alright.
I'm missing the word here. I think everyone knows what it's associated with that. So if you'd like to name the character, then you're only like one donation away, but maybe someone else will donate as well. So, and again, we are benefiting Go Rescue, which is a newly established no-kill shelter in New York for dogs and other animals, because the previous no-kill shelter in the area unfortunately went out. So without a no-kill shelter in the area, all the animals would basically be go-to-kill shelters, would be quite horrible. So that is why we are here today. And if that sounds like a cup of tea, that sounds like your cup of tea, then a donation is only one link away.
okay,
Is
so
that gonna be it?
at the end of every run, I like to do a quick game where I guess the number of deaths and I have 63 deaths and 14 restarts.
Sorry, I did a little worse than that.
Ah. Never correct. I have never been correct. Including the time when I went out of my way to. So.
Alright.
That was just a great run.
Well, make sure to get your Discord link in the chat.
Yes, as I can.
Oh.
Did it get removed, or?
No, I just never.
Alright, that's fine. That's fine.
So that's
Alright,
gonna be a problem.
Alright, in that case, any final remarks?
Just
I hope you.
to M for being an amazing runner. Shout out to Marios Kalogru for making an amazing game. Shout out to some of our newer members of the community for just finding new strats, doing new things, and just helping us make the game faster.
All right. It was great having you here, and I'm gonna move it on now to Wow, I have terrible short-term memory. Wow, I just mentioned the name for the incentive. I already forgot. World of Final Fantasy by Kristen Aram. So see you there.